それは二人きりの時であれば構わないという意味？
これはクリティカル。ときめきすぎて何も言えない。
さすがジーク。フィーネちゃんを巻き込むのが申し訳ないほどに甘い雰囲気になりましたね。
Endo and Kobayashi. So last week I came here and just splooged all over you guys. What a way to start a video, huh? But I came and I just like basically kind of really just like vomited positiveness, right? And how like much I was really enjoying it. And what tends to happen a lot, is I'm a big believer that episode 1 needs to come and show out, right? Like they need to have like half their budget for the season needs to be on episode 1 because that's the hook, right? Like you can spend the other next few episodes reeling in your customer or your viewer, but episode 1 is the hook, you know what I mean? And it's either you caught the fish and they're on the hook, now you just gotta reel them in, or they broke away, or you missed it, right? Or you didn't hook anything. So episode 1 is always important. So episode 2 is always very interesting. Now, the anime that are like masterpiece, or like really highly rated, highly regarded, are the anime that can achieve a level of height or like expectation with one and then kind of like keep it going, right? So it's like they hit a peak, but then instead of like a fall down, it's just like it's a road at the top of the mountain. They just kind of keep going. They coast, right? Which is a good thing, when you reach the top. Some anime can't even reach the middle of the peak. So it's always interesting to see on how they follow up a really good episode on the second episode. And with the second episode of Endo and Kobayashi, again, I'm going to reiterate and re-say a lot of things I said last week, is I think that the I can't even say the word parallelity, or like the parallelness isn't really a word, but the parallelity, that's not a word either. The coincidingness, I think that's the one I'm looking for. But essentially, right, it's like you have these two things, and I'll break this apart, okay? So you have these two storylines, these two conjoining storylines, and you have Endo and Kobayashi. And then we have 𝐒𝐻𝐽 and Lafayette or whatever, and the princess girl. And you have these two stories kind of like coinciding together, which I think is really cool. So on one set, you have Endo and Kobayashi, who are the gods, who are leading these two characters out. But while this is occurring from the lead out, you have these characters who are growing closer, forming a larger and bigger bond. Obviously, Endo really likes Kobayashi quite a bit, right? So you have these two conjoining, or these two separate potential conjoining stories kind of happening, coinciding with each other. And what I hope that happens is I hope that Endo or Kobayashi, specifically Endo, I hope that he begins to kind of lead out the characters over here, like 𝐒𝐻𝐽 and... Did I write down his name? Barrel, whatever his name is. We have the brute guy. Start with a B. I forgot his name. Barrow, Brutal, I don't know. But you have the character that he provided his blessing on. So I'm hoping that Endo begins to take some action over here on this side, and maybe like shows Kobayashi, like maybe he says like, oh, yo, 𝐶, go ahead and grab Lafayette, grab her waist and say X, Y, Z. And maybe Kobayashi's like, God damn, you do that to me? Like, I'm hoping that there's some moments that allow Endo and Kobayashi to then also grow closer in that regard. Now, it will take some work on Endo's part, and he's gonna have to be a little bit more forward with his feelings of like, just like 𝐒𝐻𝐽 or just like Lafayette or whatever, just like she is having an issue telling the prince how she really is. Like, I have that same issue with you, girl. You know what I mean? Like, this episode, he saw her, he's like, yo, she looked really cute. It's like, yo, say that. Say it with your chest. You know what I mean? Like, hey, do you just be around your house always looking that cute? Just a little something, you know what I mean? A little give the woman a little taste, you know what I mean? Give her a little taste of the spice. I know that it's gonna take a minute for him to get there, but I hope that at some point we do get there. The rest of the episode, though, really cute. So the OP is extremely, extremely cute. I really like the OP. I think it's kind of a bop. I really enjoyed listening to that. Her older sister, Kobayashi's older sister, is really hot. I thought that was really cool. Then we got the episodes where like they begin spending time during the summer break. We got to see the kind of like a montage of Endo kind of going to and from Kobayashi's house, bringing watermelon, them sharing time together, you know, like really spending time together, all that stuff. So I thought that was really cute too. Then we see that they're able to bestow the goddess's blessing onto different characters. So they give one to Lafayette. They give one to the brute guy. Damn, I forget what his name is. I'll find out right now. But they gave one to him as well. They didn't give one to Fine because they don't really need to because she's the main character regardless. So there's not really a need to give her a blessing because she's the main character of this regardless. So that's pretty much okay. And then that's what we have. So we have Balder. Okay, so his name's Balder. So we had Balder, who they bestowed that on as well. So you know they Liselotte. I keep saying Lafayette, huh? I messed that up. You're gonna come for me in the comments. I'm gonna see a comment that says, "Yo, dog, you messed up the name," and I'd be like, "Oh, you didn't watch the whole video, now did you?" But we had Liselotte and Balder, who's her cousin, I believe. They both basically said, you know, all hail 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So they basically like they went straight forward and they were like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So that was the whole thing, and I thought that was cool. And I love how the story's been progressing and 𝐒𝐮𝐻's been able to see Liselotte's continual cuteness, and he's growing ever more fond of her, which I think is really, really cool as well, too. And then I love how he also had an out-of-body moment as well during the episode where he was like, oh, the power of the Tsundere. And we also got to see him, like, really, like, be like, oh, the Tsundere. Like, this is it, man. Because there was a moment where Liselotte broke Fine's wand, and she did that to replace it with a better one. And normally that scene could have been really rough for her, but because of now 𝐒𝐮𝐻's knowledge of the Tsundere, he was able to really see, you know, how do you say it? He's able to see the appeal of how she acts and really kind of like put her on that way as well. Also, this episode they did introduce another new character. So on top of Balder, they also introduced Arthur. I don't think it's Arthur. I think it's Arthur. And essentially, he is a priest of the church. He came in to kind of like put up spice and stuff, and like really like see on like, yo, let me try and fill out Fine and whatnot. But 𝐒𝐮𝐻 put him in his place. He came to recruit Fine, but instead he got his ass whooped by Fine, who he found out has a really maxed out physical attack somehow now, as well as a really maxed out healing ability. So she basically became OP. So they're hoping that her OP-ness can now help take on the witch that is going to threaten them later on sometime. So overall, fantastic episode. I don't think it was as good as episode 1, but I still smiled a lot. I still laughed a lot, and I still love 𝐒𝐮𝐻's, you know, aha out of body moment when he really dug and was able to find out the Tsundere and the appeal of a Tsundere, which I enjoy my Tsundere type too, like the ones that are a little bitchy on the outside, but then they're like, they mean well. It's like, it just gets me going. I love that shit. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go on that thought there. And you guys tell me what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below, and why are you still watching, or why won't you be watching? Because maybe episode 2 didn't do it for you, and that's okay. So anyways, I'm gonna see you guys next week for episode number 3. Peace.